Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to be here with you. Thanks so much for making the time. If you're joining me on replay as well, thanks so much for being here. We're currently live. I'm excited to welcome you to today's live level up conversation.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie Sun.
Hello, friends. And I see Tim joining us on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for being here. I am Winnie Sun, your host, Forbes contributor, CNBC council member, and award-winning financial pro, here to keep you on top of relevant trending business news. But as you know, what's really important is that you're a part of today's discussion. It's great to have you join us as we go live here, and we'll be monitoring your feedback throughout this show. Now, today I want to say that, we've been going through a lot. You've been catching the news, and you're probably wondering what's happening with the financial markets. Let me tell you, if you're worried, there's reason to be. But also, I wanted to tell you, I'm going to give you a lot more information in the coming days and weeks ahead as we get through this process together, right? Let's talk about how the market closed. The Dow closed down 597 points today. The NASDAQ down also 218 points, unfortunately. S&P also closed down 67 points. It was a big drop across the board, triple down day. As you know, what's happening in the Ukraine with the Russian invasion continues to really keep a lot of pressure, not only in the U.S. financial markets, but markets across the globe. In fact, today it was announced that the U.S. and its allies will be releasing 60 million barrels of crude oil from its reserves due to the invasion of Ukraine. Now, you've probably seen, if you filled up your car recently, just how expensive gas is becoming. Now, in the short term, we actually don't anticipate gas to resume its previous pricing. In fact, we think it's actually going to get higher. Now, the White House and International Energy Agency shared today also that 30 million barrels is going to be coming from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and the rest is earmarked to come from reserves from Japan, South Korea, Germany, the United Kingdom, Italy, the Netherlands, and many other countries. Now, speaking of oil, I thought I would talk about this too. This was news that came out this week. Shell is now joining British Petroleum, BP, and getting out of business with Russia. They're going to be stopping its joint ventures with Gazprom, which includes a role in the Nord Stream 2 natural gas pipeline. To give you an idea how big an impact this has on companies, U.S. companies and other companies throughout the world, analysts expect that the news coming out of BP is actually projected to negatively impact the company by $26 billion as it walks away from this business from Russia. So both companies and so many other companies across the globe have agreed that human lives are far more important than business as usual. Now, to give you an idea also of what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, you probably have talked about what's going to happen with our economy here and wondering whether or not the Fed will slow down or speed up on the increase of interest rates, not only this year, but also this month, because that's what's expected. We're expecting interest rates to be increases this month, primarily because inflation continues to be sky high. In fact, oil now sits above $100 a barrel. If it hits $110, the year-over-year inflation rate could climb above 10%. Now that's up from the current over 7.5% already on inflation. So interest rates have to come up. Sort of the understanding or expectation from analysts is that interest rates will creep up probably about 25 basis points or 1/4% this month alone. So if you're looking to refinance your home, if you need to take out a loan, it's really something that you want to pay attention to. Now, prior to what's happened in Ukraine, we would say that, well, increases in interest rates could be seen as a positive, right? That the US economy continues to be strong. But now, of course, everything's so unknown. A lot of concerns across the globe. A lot of us are getting really, really worried about what's going to happen financially. But more important, we're more concerned, as many of us continue to say, more important is the human aspect, making sure that, that those in Ukraine continue to stay safe. Is really more important than anything else. So we're definitely going to see prices continue to increase at the pump, and also natural gas. Those are things you should just probably expect in the short term until this is resolved. Higher energy prices, of course, will also mean it's going to be more expensive for you to fly, drive, as well as the cost of goods will probably be elevated throughout, because, as you know, in order to get the goods and services that we need on the day to day, it does require a lot of transportation and energy costs as well. So, lots to talk about. The market continues to drop, and we're also seeing now conflict escalating. U.S. is also considering and really preparing itself for much more Russian cyber attacks as well. So, yeah, wish I had better news from you, but I guess we can all say we're fortunate to be, so many miles away and safe. So great, certainly grateful for that. Now let's talk about this. We do know that gas prices are rising, with what's happening in the Ukraine and Russia. I want to talk about what are some ways that you can save at the pump. We know that Russia is an energy superpower, or oil prices have jumped at levels that we haven't seen since 2014. So, what does that mean for you? If you're looking to save on your gas prices, what are some ways that you can do so? Well, I did some research and I want to make sure that we got this information to you promptly. Now, one app that I use consistently, have used it for years, is Gas Buddy. Highly recommend this. Now, especially if you're in an area that you're not familiar with, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're going to see loved ones, check out Gas Buddy. It literally takes seconds. Definitely don't do this if you're the driver, but if you're a passenger in the vehicle, or even before you jump in a car, check out Gas Buddy. Take a look at the area that and it'll tell you where the best prices are. This sort of crowdsourcing of gas prices, that's really my go-to. The other thing I would say is, one of the recommendations that a lot of analysts are saying is skip premium oil or gas. If you typically, go 92 octane, maybe pick something less expensive temporarily. You can also join a fuel rewards program. There's a lot of them available, depending on which, pump you go to, which gas station you go to, whether it be Shell, 76, ExxonMobil. A lot of them have rewards programs. They're generally free to sign up for. So you want to take a look at that as well. And I also would recommend you look at a rewards credit card. Now, many credit cards out there, such as Chase, American Express, Capital One, a lot of them will have different offers available. So see if you can stack that with a rewards credit card. Also, the Costco credit card gives you 4% back on gas up to $7,000 per year, I believe. So that's a great way. I know that's a really popular gas credit card. And, the typical things that are not only good for your gas tank, but good for the environment. Obviously, carpooling, slowing down, lightening how much you keep in your car. Like if you don't need as much weight in your car, that will certainly help your gas mileage. And of course, check your tire pressure as well. The other thing is, historically, it's been seen that typically if you fill up your tank earlier in the week, like on a Monday, typically gas prices will be slightly less expensive as well. So a lot to keep in mind. I would add, definitely look at wholesale stores. The Costco's of the world, the Sam's Clubs of the world, Walmarts typically have a little bit less expensive gas as well. And that's another way that you can also stretch your wallet. And of course, it wouldn't be right to say this also, if you're looking to buy a new car or exchange for another vehicle, definitely look at alternative energy, right? I personally drive an electric car, and I am very, very grateful, especially now not having to worry about gas prices. So something to keep in mind. Now, the next topic I want to do is just a question that we received recently. I think it's a really important question. And that is, we talked about retirement savings. If you heard my last talk about the market, you know how important it is to really take advantage of some of the pullbacks in the market if you're saving for long-term financial goals. And one area we talked about was being smart about saving towards your Roth IRA, your traditional IRA. But a question came in from our last talk, and that was, if you have income, can I contribute to a Roth IRA? Now, I wanted to answer that question because technically the answer is maybe. Because if you have income, of course, you're probably going to qualify to be able to contribute to a Roth IRA. But did you know if you have exercise stock options, maybe you had non-qualified stock options, that could help you qualify? Also, if you've been awarded a scholarship or fellowship, some of these actually are considered taxable, and that could help you qualify for the Roth IRA as well. And if you have other means of considered earned income, like maybe outside of wages, salary, maybe commissions, maybe tips, bonuses, self employment, 1099 income, taxable, non tuition. There's a lot of other options that could help you qualify for that Roth IRA. So, just as a reminder, if you haven't done that already, last year's contribution limit to the Roth IRA for those of you age 50 and under would be $6,000 for 2021 and $6,000 for 2022. Now you have until tax filing deadline this year to make your contribution from last year. And of course, because we're already in 2022, well, you can start doing that right now for 2022 as well. Now, thank you so much, my friends, for watching and supporting this program. It's so great to be here with you. We have a lot more very, very fascinating interviews and programs this week. So definitely stay close. We'll continue to update you on new programming for this week. And if your organization's looking for a professional speaker, please visit winniesun.com. Reach out. We would love to hear from you. And I just want to say a special thank you for everybody that's tuning in. I see Wendy has joined us from YouTube Live. I see. Let's see, I see so many of you. I see Tim definitely from Facebook Live and so many of you from all the different other platforms. It is always a treat to be here with you. And of course, join us on whichever platform is easiest for you. But if you're always looking for those full episodes of Level Up, as a reminder, we are going to be on NASDAQ, the KBCW, I should say, in San Francisco, Amazon Fire, Roku, and so many other platforms. And of course, you can always catch the replay here on social media. Be well, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Take care now.